Greetings and welcome to Jefficho Films. I'm your host Jefficho, and my co-host today is Cassandra. Say hello, Cassandra.
Hello.
Today, because it's October, we're going to talk about a scary movie, 1997 Canadian film called Cube.
Yes.
This movie starts out with Alderson, played by Julian Richards from Supernatural, and he's just going around these cubes and trying to check which door to go through. He doesn't fare too well.
No, he doesn't. He opens the wrong door and he just gets sliced and diced. It's not okay.
So, we pretty much set up our premise of the movie, people stuck inside of cubes. Then we meet our main cast.
Yeah, there's Quentin, the Dr. Holloway, there's Worth, and later on there's Kazan.
Yeah. Kazan, your favorite?
Oh yeah. He
had so much to say.
He made great noises. They found him with his screaming.
Yeah. That's usually how they find me.
Oh no.
Stuck. This room is green.
Quentin's a cop, and Nicole de Boer plays Joan, and she's a math whiz. David Hewlett plays David Worth, and he's an architect. Andrew Miller is Kazan, and he's autistic. And then we got Nicky's Dr. Holloway, and she's a free clinic doctor. Probably not good enough to make money.
Oh, definitely not.
And then we get Wayne Robinson, who plays Renes, who's an escaped prisoner.
Ooh. He loves boots. He's
Yeah.
very good with boots.
Yeah, he's got his little trick of throwing boots into each room to check whether it's trapped or not. It only works for so long because there's other types of traps.
Yes, and then you run out of boots.
So none of them remember how they got there, and in the floor and the ceiling and in each side of the wall there is another door to another cube.
And so Ren helps them with his boot tactic to escape each room, and they all go together, and he's escaped. How many prisons? 2?
Yeah, I don't know. He's quite the accomplished escape artist. And he's like tying the laces to the boots and launching them in there, and if nothing goes off, that room must be safe.
Oh, it must be, until you get sprayed in the face.
With acid, I assume.
Nailed.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, that was a lovely scene.
Yeah. Good gore.
Yeah, that was really...
It's important in these lower budget movies to have lots of good gore.
Yeah, how much was the
Practical
movie?
effects. I think it was like $300,000.
Yeah.
It made like $9 million, which is pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
Especially
good.
for 1997.
Yeah, and it was only filmed using like a room and a half just so they could peek through.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Save a lot of money doing that. I mean, it cost you $300,000 for that. I
Yeah.
probably could have done that cheaper.
Just changing the room up constantly. Just
Yeah, just a lot of work, a lot of time.
Yeah.
Quentin, because he's a cop, decides he's like gonna take charge and stuff, and before Ren gets killed, he's giving this big inspirational speech, which is always a sign you're gonna get killed.
Yeah, just follow me and you won't get hurt, and just...
They do eventually realize there's numbers on each of the doors, and so Nicole's character is like trying to figure it out, and she thinks she's got a formula.
Prime numbers. I can't believe I didn't see it before.
See what?
It seems like if any of these numbers are prime, then the room is trapped.
Yeah, so they follow that for a while, and they keep going through, and Quentin just keeps being the big boss and leading them through until he's not that great anymore. His character changes up.
Yeah, I guess they can only survive 3 days without food or water, so they're starting to get stressed. They're not sleeping much, of course. And Quentin's starting to lose his mind. We see maybe he probably shouldn't be a cop.
Stop it! Stop it!
Yeah, no, he's not doing that great. He's also hitting on Leaven.
Yeah.
That's really creepy.
Well, I understand that. Nicole de Boer. Yeah.
Oh, yes, she's wonderful and beautiful, but just for him, no.
Yeah, definitely. I wish David made his move. I love David from Stargate, so he should have made his move. Little Star Trek Stargate connection there.
Yeah, he's not the most social person, though, and
No.
clearly he's hiding something in this whole movie.
Yeah, we find out that he's the architect that built the outer shell of this, so he doesn't think they can actually escape, but each person was kind of hired as a person to build something. And so he's just like, yeah, like this place is probably going to be our death.
Never even left my office. I talked on the phone to some people, other guys like me, specialists working on small details. Nobody knew what it was. Nobody cared.
Bullshit. You knew from square one.
But I don't get how he says he only built the outer shell, he doesn't know anything else, and then later on in the movie they talk about how, oh yeah, I'm how long have you known how long people have been in this cube? And he's like, oh yeah, I've known they've been here for like, what, 6 months? And
Well, he knew the project was finished 6 months ago.
but how does he know that's when people started being put in there?
Well, you can assume.
I guess, yeah.
I mean, they don't know what's going on. Even the doctor has all these government conspiracies, which is pissing the cop off, and then she's just constantly poking him till he basically snaps. He starts becoming a psycho.
Oh yeah.
When they do find that outer rim or whatever, where it's like just pure blackness, and they think they found a way out, they dangle the doc out there and have her looking, and then that's when Quentin decides just to let her go.
Yeah, like, oh, how far is it? Yup. And just pull her back in. Oh shoot, she fell.
Yeah, he was an asshole up until then, but after that he was a murderer.
Yeah, flipped. He was supposed to be the hero and he's just all messed up in the end.
Yeah, they run into Kazan, who falls through the floor to them. And he's autistic, and he has another way of figuring out numbers that they can't, because the calculations kind of stopped working. The prime numbers wasn't always leading to safe rooms.
The factors were astronomical.
Yeah.
I love how he's just sitting there, just astronomical. That was so good.
And Quentin's just trying to attach himself to every golden goose he can find. He's like, oh yeah, Kazam's my solution, but I also like the young girls, so.
Yeah, she comes too.
Yeah.
I just want to leave them.
They're traps, Leaven. We are the key. I'll get us down there. You think us out. Believe in me, how my mind works. The flash when I look into someone's head like a fucking x-ray.
Tries to screw over David and leave him behind, but then they get caught up at some point. Quentin's just going complete creeper at this point.
Yeah. No, he tries just talking about keys, and then he just tries to basically rape her, and that was not a good scene. I was very uncomfortable.
Wow, there are a lot of worse rape scenes.
Okay, yes. But for the movie, I was very uncomfortable.
That was fairly PG.
The perfect key. I slip you in the lock.
Yeah, but Worth pops in and he saves the day. And
Yeah.
they leave together, and
Well, he gets his ass kicked by Quentin, and Quentin starts using him as a guinea pig for each room.
yeah, well, that's true. But at least she didn't get raped.
Yeah, he did protect her from that.
Yeah.
So they eventually figure out that there is a room that is a bridge, and it is a bridge to the outside, and it has to line up because the cube is moving. And then they realize the room that they started in was the room that led to the bridge that would have got them out.
Yes.
So had they have just stayed there?
Levin's all like, I told you so. We should have just stayed here from the frickin' start.
Yeah, it was ironic.
Yeah.
So you get to the big climactic ending where Quentin starts stabbing people.
Yeah.
And he stabs Nicole de Boer, which is bullshit.
I can live with that.
Her and Worth were having a moment, and she's like,
They were.
I can't go out there, I have nothing to live for, and she's like, it's okay, and just...
He sat down after they found it, and I'm just like, dude, just go outside. That is the way out. He's like, I've got nothing to live for. Come on, man. How about not getting killed horribly?
Exactly.
Wouldn't that be better?
Like, you know what? You debate your stuff afterwards. Just shut the door. Just leave.
Yeah. Why spend more time there?
Get out to the door!
He does manage to hold Quentin as the rooms start changing because he took too long. And Quentin gets spliced by the rooms.
He got real smeared over the walls.
Yeah, Kazan makes it out to a big bright light, probably a desert or something. And then, they just kind of huddle together and bleed out to death. They could have done a cool sequel where people find them there.
Yeah,
maybe they just never get rid of the bodies. There's no cleaning crew for this.
No, just there's nobody in here. Pump them in the next day.
Would have been pretty shitty. Like, oh, we're gonna hire you to clean these rooms. You're trapped in there too.
Oh, fuck.
This was kind of like a precursor to Saw. It's just like, oh, you're trapped in this room and you must find a way out. Except a lot of these people probably didn't do too shitty things.
Yeah, well, Quentin had his problems for sure. His wife left him. He had 3 kids.
Yeah.
Cop. The doctor.
Free clinic. Maybe she experimented on people. Who knows?
Ooh. Kazan, well, he had issues.
Yeah, he was autistic, so I don't think you can really blame him for much.
Yeah, Worth was just...
The architect. That kind of just naively built shit for people.
Yeah, he didn't really have a purpose in life.
But that's your job. Like, that's an architect's job. Is like, oh, here's this project. Just, like, design it for me and give it back. That's kind of their job, so I wouldn't blame him.
Just doing stuff, just moving on. And Leaven was just a student until we found out she was a math wizard.
Yeah, you're a student too, aren't you? Oh, this could happen to you. You should be prepared.
Oh, I'm not nearly that good at math. I'm a psychology student.
Well, then you can figure out who's going to turn first.
Oh, there we go. I can do that.
You fucking fuck!
That's enough!
He's a trap!
Let him go right now!
Law of the jungle, Holloway. He's endangering the pack.
Let him go, you Nazi!
It was all about, like, the whole thing was all about humanity and seeing what people would do when put in certain situations like this, right? And how like their past experiences and under pressure and all that good stuff. Yeah,
originally they actually wanted a cannibal and a monster in there because they were going to have it set in hell, but then they changed all those plans. They shot a short in an elevator to attract some producers and stuff.
Yeah,
it all worked out pretty well for them, getting $350,000 budget. It was followed by sequels. There was Cube 2, and then there was a prequel, Cube 0. Cube 2 is not too bad, but all the deaths are CGI, which kind of just makes them lamer. And the characters get worse and worse as the movies keep going, rather than like concentrate on your characters, of which you should in a horror movie, because those are the most important parts. They just kind of like, oh, here's the psycho, and he's going to try to kill everybody.
Hello, gorgeous. Miss me? Huh? Come on in. The water's fine.
They all had kind of lame deaths in those movies, and that's why it kind of fell apart.
What you say? Oh, that you only meant well.
But I think there's a lot you could do with this, and you could probably do a pretty sweet remake.
Yeah, for sure. I'd go see that.
And you could do it on such a low budget. If you're willing to do a movie like this for like, say, $1 million, which is nothing, Netflix will buy that. People will watch it. They'll make money.
Yeah.
They'll thank you for that. We never did get the answer though. Why were they in there? Who put them in there?
Somebody out there was probably just wanting to see, like, put these guys in there. What are they gonna do? What is the true meaning of life and decisions and, I don't know, something sappy. I'm hoping for something sappy.
Yes, it's all about feelings. I would think like it's the government, because who else is gonna have that kind of funding? But like, Why would they put people in this big experimental thing just to watch some like lab rats run around when if the government's going to do it, they're going to build like an off-site torture zone to get information from people?
Yeah, I think it was the doctor that mentioned that she thinks it was just some sicko who just wanted to watch this all happen.
Some sicko with $1 billion.
Hell yeah, that's what I would do.
Oh, well, that's good to know.
Yeah. Don't worry, I'll remake it for you.
You don't want the boat.
So, final thoughts?
Final thoughts, it was a good watch, actually. I mean, it wasn't great, but for a low-budget movie, I went into this thinking, or not expecting very much at all, and I came out like, oh, that was, like, everything kind of, like, played together. A lot of things I wasn't expecting happened, and, I really liked the character development in Quentin, even though he made me very uncomfortable. So it was good, yeah.
Yeah, I was a big fan of my David Hughes and Nicole de Boer, and you could totally see like the potential of them going forth as actors and why they ended up in bigger roles.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, good concept. I think it could be explored more now rather than just let it sit in the past.
Yeah. Oh, and also Kazan. I like how he was seen as the most useless person, and in the end he was the most useful person, because astronomical.
And it's funny because that happened in 97 or whatever, and like there's been a few movies lately that are really putting people with autism out in the front, being like, oh, like in the last Predator movie, the kid with autism was the Predator's like worst enemy. They're just like, oh, because he's an evolution.
Heck yeah. That's good.
So it's interesting. They hit those themes already back then.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's wonderful to see, for sure.
Well, as always, thanks for watching.